But don't you think you guys keep rushing about buying lands and so forth without contacting the right people or maybe the right owners of the land before you make payments for the land?
They do. Absolutely, they do. I don't.
Yeah.
Because I have people who do that, all the research. I have lawyers. I have other
Yeah.
folks who do research
Yes.
for me. I've built, my church has built, maybe 12, 13 churches. So, see, I'm different from most folks who come over here.
Yeah.
I know the lay of the land.
Yes.
So, other people you talk to, they might have complaints, but I know how to do it. I have everything in a row before I purchase any property. And all of my contact people over here who are very professional people, they will make sure everything is legal before anything is purchased.
So, would you like to tell us more about you, who you are, if you can tell us anything about you?
Yeah, I am Dr. Ernest Webb, or as they gave me my name over here, from people Beyonce, Nana Yao Boateng.
Wow.
Nana Yao Boateng.
Yeah.
The U.S. Dr. Ernest Webb. I am a psychotherapist,
Okay.
PhD in psychology, MSW in social work, and I have a private practice. And one of the things that I do is I bring people over to Ghana to visit and tour.
Oh, okay. So you are really into tour, or maybe you have this tour agency or anything like that.
Well, we have a NGO.
Okay.
We have a U.S. NGO, a
Yeah.
501c3 called Home to Ghana.
Okay.
And on Home to Ghana, we provide services to Ghana.
Yeah.
Some in the U.S., but mostly to Ghana. Schools, orphanages, that type of thing. We provide some computers, books, money for supplies, those type of things the Home to Ghana does.
So how long have you been in Ghana?
I started coming to Ghana in 1999.
Wow.
And I've been here for 33 times. This is my 33rd trip
Okay.
to Ghana
So
since 1999.
okay. So is it that you stay here permanently, or maybe you are in the state?
No, I stay in the United States.
Okay.
And at least once a year, I bring a group over and I do some small mission work, and I also help them to see and educate them around the culture of the continent of Ghana.
Okay.
And we'll bring them to One Africa and take them to various places, to see for themselves. And many times this is their first time here. I like doing that.
Okay. So most especially, you are also in an agenda pushing Africa, pushing Ghana forward, like what I am also doing. So what made you think you should also push Africa high or pushing Ghana high?
Right, pushing Ghana in particular Ghana, because of the fact that the rest of the continent does not have the same relationship with Ghana and African Americans. See, right now there are 12,000 African Americans living in Ghana, 12,000 permanently. And so what happens is in the United States, when an African American say they're going to visit Africa, 80%, 90% of the time is Ghana. Rest of it is South Africa, Senegal, Liberia, but 80% is Ghana. They come because we have a long history with Ghana. As a matter of fact, African Americans here, some have dual citizenship. Some have what's called the right of adole.
Yeah.
And so African Americans have a long history with Ghana. Ever since the 50s, ever since 1957.
Do you find it very difficult, maybe bringing people up here in Ghana from the States? Do you really find it difficult in terms of this tourism thing?
No, I don't, because of the fact that I've been coming for so long. Folks who have come with me before, they tell the story. And so I don't advertise or anything, just word of mouth. And so if folks call me, are you going to go to Ghana? When are you going to Ghana? We want to go. So that's how I got this whole group. They called me and said, hey, where are you going?
So definitely you are like a grandfather to them or a grandpapa to them.
Right.
Yes.
In terms of knowing about the history of Ghana.
Yeah. So like, what have you impacted so far? You being a tourism or maybe doing tourism in Ghana, bringing people up here to Ghana. what are so far the impact that you've impacted on Ghanaian people and also Ghanaian as well?
One of the things that we have done, we've done many projects. For instance, in Accra, I have a person there who is, I consider, I met her, my wife and I met her when she was 19 when we first started coming over. And we kind of adopted her as our goddaughter. She's a master seamstress. So we use her to teach, like for instance, tie-dye. We had her to teach 100 young ladies how to tie-dye. So Home to Ghana paid for it. And she trained them all how to tie-dye. And now a lot of them have businesses themselves in terms of tie-dye. See, we came over for the graduation, and so that was just one project, you know, we did. So there's an orphanage up in Cofaredia. It's called Bosco, and they wanted to train their girls, to train their people on how to do tie-dye and soap making. So I called my goddaughter. Home to Ghana wants you to go up, spend 2 weeks, 3 weeks, teach the girls and teach the guys how to make soap. She went up, she stayed, she trained them, and now they have a whole soap making business for the orphanage. They sell soap to the outside world. So those are just a couple of Okoma, right up the street here. Yesterday we delivered 7 computers to them. You know, I mean, it's
okay. That's you've impacted something in them. You know, you've tried your best. You've done something to the people in Ghana here. But in terms of this language barrier, do you feel sometimes rejected, or maybe do you feel sometimes being worse or like being treated unfair when somebody is speaking a different language to you that you don't understand?
No. No. You mean if they speak in Tree or, you know?
Yes.
No, not at all.
You know, sometimes people might think maybe if they are speaking Tree, they are insulting you guys or maybe saying something negative to you guys. Have you ever thought of that before?
No, never.
Okay.
Never.
So like when you're 33 times in Ghana now, right? At least you've had some experience in Ghana. You've been through a whole lot, the negative side, the positive aspect of it. So what are the things that you've been through in Ghana that you don't like, and what are the things that you've been in Ghana that you do like?
Some of the things in Ghana you might want to look at in terms of sometimes having to pay. What do they call it? Dash. Have to pay dash. Sometimes, you know, we don't do dash in the United States. Not on the table. You know, so sometimes the dash gets a little bit on your nerves. You know, when I started the NGO here, they wanted me to pay dash, and take dash, and you know, like
something small for the boys.
Yeah, give me something small. You know, something to eat. You know, and stuff. You know, and so you know that's one of the things that you know you look at.
That's what you don't like about Ghanaians, right?
About the whole Ghanaian system in terms of having to go through that. And it's difficult, of course, to purchase land because you got to be very careful because of the fact the chief or somebody will sell the land for 3 people. They'll sell it to you, they'll sell it to him, they'll sell it to me. So you have to be careful. I bought lots of land over here, and you have to be careful.
But don't you think you guys keep rushing about buying lands and so forth without contacting the right people or maybe the right owners of the land before you make payments for the land?
They do, absolutely they do. I don't.
Yeah.
Because I have people who do that, all the research. I have lawyers, I have other folks who do research for me. I've built, my church has built, maybe 12, 13 churches. So, see, I'm different from most folks who come over here. You know, I know the lay of the land. So other people you talk to, they might have complaints, but I know how to do it. I have everything in a row before I purchase any property. And all of my contact people over here who are very professional people, they will make sure everything is legal before anything is purchased. So I don't have a lot of problems that you know, are looking at.
So you've not been scammed by a Ghanaian before?
Maybe one time.
So how did he feel?
See, one of the things that had happened is the chief had given us a land, and the village administrator was supposed to register it, and one of the folks we was working with, he registered it, and she paid him, and he registered it. We got the land free. So, land was free. And so what happened was the administrator had said he registered it, but he didn't. So that was, but the land was free. So we got must have lost maybe 200 US on that. So that's all. So that's the only thing that's ever really negatively happened to me.
So how did you react? Did you try to arrest the chief?
By that time, no. By that time, see, he gave us the land. So he still gave us the land. And so, and by that time, that administrator had left. I think he got sick, moved to the U.S. and for operating, stayed in the U.S. So he never was reprimanded because he lived in the U.S.
Yeah.
And so of course the chief said we could still have the land, just change the title. So that wasn't a huge big thing.
Okay, so like having a trip coming to Ghana, what is it that you really enjoyed about it? Like maybe you coming to Ghana, you have a trip, you need to bring up some people out from the state to Ghana here. What is it that you really enjoy about it?
I enjoy the Ghanaians are friendly. The Ghanaians are receptive to African Americans.
Yeah.
The Ghanaians are enthusiastic. When you go to Togo, you don't get that. When I go to Benin, I don't get that. When I go to Cote d'Ivoire, I don't get that. Ghana, I get that. See? And so, Ghana, out of the 54 countries in Ghana, Ghana is the most pro-African American of all the 54 countries. Simple as that.
Wow.
Simple
So
as that.
most of the time you only go on a trip to Ghana. You don't go to any African country. Is that what you mean?
By myself, sometimes I'll go, maybe Togo, Benin, but I don't take groups there. I'll go there to buy some stuff, or I'll go there on a shopping trip,
Yeah.
or something like that. But I don't go there. But they're not. They speak French. Ghanaians speak English.
Yes.
If you go to school, you got to speak English.
Yes.
So at home you speak Tree. Together you speak Tree, but you got to speak English. See, so
Yes.
I don't have no problem with folks if they want to speak. When I do presentations and speeches, I get an interpreter. I speak English, they interpret for me.
Yeah.
So I don't have any problem with
But I really don't understand you being in Ghana for the 33 times, and you are not good in speaking this Ghanaian language.
Right.
Don't you think it's really a problem for you?
It is. It is. I should know how to speak Tree.
Yeah.
I should know how to speak
So
Tree.
see, you definitely have to know how to
Right,
speak Tree because
right.
you've been here for the 33 times. So definitely, you might be able to learn the language. You might be able to speak with people. So why is it that you don't feel like learning the Tree than always using the English language?
Lazy.
So you are lazy.
Yep. Lazy. Lazy.
So you are lazy.
Lazy. I should have learned Tree long time ago.
Of course you need to.
I'm lazy.
It
takes work.
Yes.
It takes work.
Yes.
Lazy.
But do you think going on a tour, visiting tourist places and so forth, do you think you overpay the people out there? Because you being a visitor, you being a foreigner coming there, do they charge you over?
They try. They don't. Now every time I come to Ghana, I have to, because I only come maybe once a year.
Yeah.
You see, the inflation goes up, so I don't know what the price is. Every time I come,
Okay.
it's a new price.
Yeah.
And so I have to, it takes me a couple of days to understand what the new price, because the last time I was here in July, the dollar 1 to 7. Now it's 1 to 12. And the inflation goes up every day. You go to the store in the morning, the prices are higher in the afternoon. I don't know that because I'm in the US. So when I come back over, I have to understand like how much to pay, how much cedar to pay now, because I know they're gonna try to get more. So how much is it now? So it takes me a day or two to understand where the economy is at now.
Yeah.
So then I can barter and understand. If somebody says, you want to buy this kente cloth, they'll say 100 Ghana cedar. I'll say 25 Ghana cedar. They'll say 75. I'll say 30. They'll say 60. I'll say, so I know
Yeah.
they're gonna try.
Yes. Yes.
You know, but it takes me a couple of days to learn the price of what a cab is now. You know, because when I come again, it's going to be more.
Yeah.
So it takes me a couple of days to figure it out.
So my final question would be like you talking about Ghana economy now. You being a diaspora, you being a foreigner, what are the things that you've taken in place is just to fix the Ghanaian economy?
One of the things I try to do is to help African Americans start businesses here. See, what I'm trying to do is to get African Americans to come over, team up, hook up with the Ghanaian, start business. Then that way, that Ghanaian and that African American can sell product to America, and that would help the Ghanaian, you know. So I've got several folks here now who live here, you know, who work with Ghanaians, got businesses here, and when I bring people over here to start businesses, that helps the Ghana economy.
You know, most diasporas normally complains about the difficulties they find doing business with Ghanaian, and also Ghanaians are also complaining the same thing, that they also find difficulties doing business with the diasporas and these African Americans. Do you think there is a connection between the two people to come together to do business?
There's no I don't find any big barriers. I find the barrier being with the probably with the Ghanaian administration in relationship to making it difficult to go through the bureaucracy to get land and stuff like that. But regular Ghanaians, they hook up together with African Americans. You know, we've been doing this since 1957. W.B. Du Bois came over here, and when he came over here in '57, remember W.B. Du Bois was the mentor for Kwame Nkrumah. Over in the U.S., Kwame Nkrumah and Du Bois, they started the Pan-African. Du Bois told Kwame Nkrumah, of course, that when you become president, became president, take the money, get it to Guinea, help the Guinea, and they got the Guinea their freedom. Then they was going to get together and help Patrice Lumumba in the Congo, but you know, forces from the U.S. like stopped that. You know, like, so I'm saying that we have been working with Ghanaians ever since 1957.
So, you know, what do you have to tell the people out there, people who are watching you, people who are even looking
right,
to join
and if
your
you're
talk?
African American, I think that you should make the sojourn to Ghana, see for yourself. Because what they're telling us at home is that they live in trees and they don't live in houses. Those are lies. Those are lies to keep us separated from the Ghanaians, separated from the African continent. Because if the African Americans and the Ghanaians get together, then that's not going to be good for the United States white people.
So, like what my boss said, as you are also watching, you subscribe to our channel. You come back, you watch more of our videos and so forth. You know, we have a whole lot of videos for you guys. We are promoting Africa. We are not misbehaving, we are not disrespecting anybody's culture, but we are rather promoting Africa. So come to Africa as you're watching me. Bye bye. Wow, you did a good job.